Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we'll be looking at the oblique drawing style. Let's get started. Okay, so the oblique drawing style is another technique we can use as design technologists to draw and sketch out our ideas in 3 dimensions. There are a couple of key points to be aware of here. The first one is that we would start off by drawing a 2D image of the front of our idea. The rule of oblique style of drawing is that instead of using those 30-degree angles that we did for isometric, in oblique we follow a 45-degree angle. So you can see here on my grid that actually I've just got vertical and horizontal lines, and I'll make the 45 degrees in my demonstration and I'll show you what I mean in just a sec. So we have that 45-degree angle, which if we're looking at this square here, we have that 45 degrees going through it like that. The third part is to connect lines together afterwards. Connect the lines to create the 3D shape. Okay, let's go through an example. So let's say, for example, I was going to draw a cuboid. I've drawn the front of that. I'm then going to need to draw it in a projection at 45 degrees. So they will come across like this. And then connect those lines up to create my 3D shape. This can be applied to any drawing. So let's do a few examples down here. Let's get a little tower going off over here, like so. Now remember, this is all drawn in 2 dimensions to begin with, and for you guys at home, if you're going to practice this, use a pencil and a ruler. I can then go from this point to this point, which is diagonal at 45 degrees, and I just project that line away. As it projects away at that 45-degree angle, you'll notice that I spent the same distance apart. So we're 1 centimetre here, and we're 1 centimetre here. As long as they're the same distance apart, they're going to connect quite well. So, follow that line vertically up, go horizontally across, vertically back up again, and horizontally across. Now that's the difference in isometric and oblique. Isometric doesn't have a horizontal line. It has to follow the 30-degree angle to the left or to the right. Here, with oblique, we have horizontal lines and vertical lines. Our vertical lines drive us straight up and down. Our horizontal lines go across. Now, it doesn't matter, like I said before, what shape I do here. This could be perhaps part of a finger joint for a wooden box that I want to show off in 3 dimensions. So I draw my shape first of all 2D, and then I come across in those 45-degree angles. Do I need that line there? Probably not. Now it can look a little bit strange when you get to areas like this, because they're just going to follow on, aren't they? They're just going to keep going in here. But once you draw them together, it'll start to make more sense. So I'll come across, then I'll go down, I'll go across, and vertically drop back down again. And there I have my oblique drawing there. Now, we can use the same style of shading that we use for isometric drawing on here. So We could have our mid-tone, which is going to be what we see on the front. Our highlight, which is going to come from our light source, comes from the top here. That's going to be a lighter grey, so we can drop that on the tops. Now look, I drop it on both parts of that top, like a ledge. Is that going to colour everything? It is, so I need to go back and just tidy that line up there. Now I should be able to just, there we go, drop that in, like so. We can now grab a darker shade for our shadows, and we can drop those in to show where it's darkest. And there we have our three-dimensional oblique style of drawing. One thing that's quite nice about this is that you can add things like windows and parts that are maybe see-through quite easily by connecting those lines with that 45-degree angle, and then we can steal those colours to show that 3D. Now, with oblique drawing, I would avoid using shadow. Shadow is going to start getting confusing when you try and apply it to this type of drawing, because there's nowhere else to go apart from that 45-degree angle. I'll show you what I mean. If I bring this down here, I could technically shade all this in, but it's not a good design style to bring your shadow towards the viewer. It needs to be going in a different direction. And it wouldn't make much sense for me to draw this out to the side, because I'm just going to end up putting a shadow there. And that kind of defeats the object, because I've got this light source coming out of the top as well. So really, in an oblique drawing, I personally would avoid the shadow. Just stick to showing your idea in 3D. Have a go at home. And until next time, stay safe. And don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.